Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Amethyst Dream Witch and today I'm going to be talking about Jumping the Broom. So this is more of an info thing. It's very much steeped in history. It usually relates to a part of a wedding ceremony where the couple would jump over a broom. Now, this is most widespread. This has been found most common in African American, Black Canadian, but also in Irish weddings. And it's also making a comeback in the neo-pagan communities. Now, the phrase may come from the custom of jumping over a besom, which is technically, it's the right name for what we now call a broom, because a broom is also a plant and was typically the plant that a besom was made from. But the phrase may come from this custom of jumping over a besom of the, I'm so sorry if I butcher this, from the Romany travellers within the UK, but especially found within Wales. Something I discovered while I was doing my research was that there's a phrase called broomstick marriage, which referred to a marriage that people doubted its validity. People doubted its validity. How not necessarily how legal, but how acceptable. Like, did they really get married, or are they just? It's been mentioned in at least 2 newspapers in the past, but there's no reference that states jumping the broom was part of an informal union. It used to mean getting married legally, non-legally, and an irregular non-church union, which could be where the neo-pagan connection comes in. From what I researched, in the gypsy custom, it was Welsh Gael, Scottish and English Romany, and it was practiced into the 1900s. And it was used to indicate a contractless marriage. So there was no paper that was signed to say these two people are legally bound to each other for the rest of their lives. And there's 2 different sides to this custom, where the couple would jump it together, or they would jump it, one then the other, which I thought was quite interesting, because usually when I picture it, it's both together, but to know that you could do it one and then the other was quite nice. Now, the African American, Black Canadian, in some communities, jumping the broom is what signifies the end of the wedding ceremony. It's been documented as a custom used by enslaved people in the southern US in the 1840s, 1850s, because at that time they weren't legally allowed to marry. It was forced on slaves, but it has now become a treasured tradition in some of these communities. There's a Ghanaian custom to wave brooms over the newly married couple and their parents, which I thought was quite interesting. Almost like they're clearing off negativity, bad stuff for the future. Southern Africans who weren't enslaved, it's a symbol of the woman's commitment to keeping the home clean. it was only after the release of Brenda Lee's Let's Jump the Broomstick that Jumping the Broom has been associated with Wiccans and witches. So that's a bit about the history. The history, different cultures and customs. Now that's just a snapshot. There's probably lots more that I didn't even touch, which is fine. That's okay. If you want to do a deeper dive, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, let's get to the spiritual side of it. So the broom can symbolize a new beginning because you're sweeping away the past and starting anew. You're starting a clean slate. You know, because brooms, these ones as were, and also the slim ones that we use now, they're clean. They sweep away the dirt so that you start again with clean space. It can also symbolise the joining together of two families, because, you know, you've got the two different elements to it. You've got the handle and then you've got the broom. You know, you've got the actual brush element. It can also offer a nod of respect to family ancestors, especially if you have things like, I bought this with this crystal and pentacle pendant thing. So you could tie things around it, add, you know, tie things to the handle, tie things to the top of the brush, and tie it to people who've passed. People, you know, not just people that you know who have passed, but, you know, further back through your lineage. I do want to point out that it can be used by anyone regardless of religion, because it can be a Christian symbol where the handle is God, the bristles are the families, and the ribbon that's used to tie it all together is the ties that bind the couple. Now, for the neo-pagan witchier people, the handle could represent the divine masculine. I'm not even gonna. The bristles can symbolize the divine feminine energy, and then the ribbons that tie everything together, it's the couple, represents the couple. Now, to some people, the broom can represent a challenge or a hurdle that each individual has to overcome, which is when the two people being married jump over it individually. And in that case, if the broom falls or someone doesn't make it over without, you know, tripping, then the marriage is believed to be doomed and the ceremony would have been cancelled, apparently. Now that's just that. That's what I've learnt. I quite like the idea of jumping the broom. Seems quite interesting. But I hope that's been informative. I hope it might have piqued your interest. If there's anything else you'd like me to cover, please do let me know in the comments and I will get researching. I will dive down that rabbit hole, that research rabbit hole for you. If you've enjoyed this video, if you've learned something, please do give it a like, share it out to anyone who might be wanting to learn about jumping the broom, and subscribe if you haven't already. that's everything. Yep, I think that's everything. So I will see you again soon for some more informational videos. Plenty of spells to come. Lunar look aheads every month, and a monthly Witch Casket unboxing. So there's all of that and more to look forward to. I hope you all stay safe, and blessings to you all.